When you chase your own shadow, it leads you into the abyss. Today I'm going to be talking about Batman, the Gargoyle of Gotham. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about this comic book series, and if you want to hear more about this comic book series. I'm Shayde from the New Wave Nerds. Like and subscribe down below for more nerd content and commentary, and let's roll the intro. Batman, the Gargoyle of Gotham was written and illustrated by Rafael Grampa. Batman in this universe is very fed up with his alter ego, Bruce Wayne. In this universe, Batman feels that Gotham has become so corrupt and so dark and just greasy and gross that he feels like he does not have the time to be Bruce Wayne anymore. So in this, in many other Batman stories before this, Bruce Wayne decides to fake Bruce's death so that way he can pursue Batman full time. Because again, he really does not feel like he has the time to be Bruce Wayne. He hates being Bruce Wayne. Bruce is just not him at all. It's more or less that the real Bruce Wayne is the Batman. The Batman is his actual personality, and Bruce Wayne is his like vigilante counterpart. That's kind of what it feels like in this, because he's fake. When he's Bruce Wayne, he's fake. He isn't. And I know a lot of the times in Batman movies and Batman stories, Bruce Wayne still is pretty fake. He still puts on a show, acts like a playboy, acts like he's just this rich meanie head, But a lot of the times, Bruce Wayne still is very humble. He's very, very caring. Like in the animated series, that Bruce Wayne is very caring, very humble. He cares about people, even though he's still Bruce Wayne. He cares about people. He loves people. He still is kind of a hero, as Bruce Wayne in the animated series. But in a lot of stories, Bruce Wayne just he's like, all right. So if I'm a horrible person as Bruce Wayne, then no one's going to think I'm Batman. And that's how it was in The Dark Knight. That's how it was in a lot of things. That's how it is here. And he does that really, really well as Bruce Wayne in here. There's a pretty good amount of scenes where Bruce Wayne will just blow people off because they're like, oh, it's Bruce Wayne. Let's go get his autograph. Let's go. There's a scene where there's a bunch of protesters and Bruce is getting driven by Alfred. And they slow down because Bruce is like, hold on. I want to say something, because he knows they're going to run up to them to get his opinion on the protest. And the lady, the leader of this protest, which you will all get to know her throughout the comics. She's a very important character. She, I guess I'm not 100% on her role. All I know is that she is trying to fix Gotham through protests, and she gets fired by her news company or her journalism company, because she speaks the truth and she speaks on what she believes about Gotham. They don't like that. Now, Bruce, being Bruce Wayne in this, is just, getting driven by Alfred. Alfred's trying to convince him like, hey, I don't think you should kill off Bruce Wayne. I think you should just let him, chill out. And Bruce is like, no. I think he's going to die. And then, he sees these protesters. He's like, okay, slow down. I'm going to show you what Bruce is really like. And he slows down, he rolls down the window, and the lead protester of these rallies run up to the car. She's like, okay, we have to get a word of Bruce Wayne. We have to hear Bruce's word. This is one of the biggest men in Gotham. So they run up to the car. And they're asking him questions, and Bruce instantly interrupts them and calls them like a pig or something like that. He's like, I don't want to hear your opinions, you pig. He really just kind of dogs on him and puts him down. That's kind of your Bruce Wayne when he's in public in this comic. But again, when Bruce Wayne's in private with Alfred, he is the Batman. He has this sense of reality that he is the Batman no matter what. At the end of the day, he will always be the Batman. And that's what he wants in this comic. He doesn't want Bruce anymore. Bruce is running him down. It's making him slow. It's making him tired. It's ruining his job of being the Batman. He has to get rid of him. So in this comic, we really follow Bruce, or I guess Batman, just having an absolute war with himself, having an absolute war on whether he should just get rid of Bruce, So that's kind of the main focus on the Batman in this comic. Now, the Batman's issues in this comic, his I guess his crime fun in this comic, his adventures are interesting. At the beginning of the comic, of course, it's mainly Bruce just narrating how messed up Gotham is, how much he hates Gotham, how it's become so run down. And of course, that is why he wants to get rid of Bruce and he wants to stay Batman full time. Well, while he's narrating this, we learn that he's narrating this while on a mission. And on this mission, he is looking for a murderer who is leaving tiny, perfect, surgical holes in bodies. And that's the murderer they're after. But the thing is, the murderer that Batman is after right now, it doesn't match up. So right now, throughout the comic, we're going through this whole phase of who is the real killer. It's a very fun murder mystery that we get to go through. We don't know who's doing these killings for so long. In fact, we get a little red herring, I guess, throwing us off on who the serial killer is. And actually, we get a whole nother villain at the beginning of the comic just to throw us off of who the real killer is. And it's so cool. This villain I have actually never heard of. I didn't even know he existed until this comic. And for all I know, he could be an original character to this comic. But his name is Crytoon. And Crytoon is a broken man. I love him. Yeah, I love broken men. And okay, yeah, no, this was his first appearance, but I love broken men, which sounds crazy to say, and it sounds a little weird, but it's true. And he is broken to the T in this, and that's kind of why his name is Crytoon. Not only that, it's Crytoon because he bases himself in his villain arc, I guess, off of a cartoon character from way back in the day. I guess I don't know how long back in the day, but I know that it's an old black and white cartoon, and he loves it. He is in love with this cartoon. And again, he bases most of his he bases his fighting choreography and his weaponry off of this cartoon character. He'll watch this cartoon character. He'll realize what this cartoon character is using as a weapon, and in the cartoon, it's some Looney Tunes hits, he hits him, this character hits him with a mallet and then the character goes flat, no blood, This guy takes it to the extreme a little. So when he sees the character Crytoon with a mallet on TV, he's going to have a real hammer and he's going to use it. He just likes to mimic, and that's kind of his character. But he comes from pain. His character originates from pain. He drives it all from pain and hurt and terror. And that's why I love this character so much, because he's such an interesting character. You don't know, he's just such a mysterious character. And throughout the comic, we still have so much to learn about him. And being that this is an original character for this comic book, there's a lot that we can go from with this guy. And I would love to see more and more of Crytoon. He is a really, really interesting character and a little stronger than Batman. In this comic, he one-ups Batman twice. One-ups him twice, bashes his face in with a hammer, throws him out of a window. I mean, they both fly out of a window. But point is, at the end of the day, he one-ups the Batman. This isn't your average villain. This now is a Batman level villain. This isn't no crook. This isn't no like a drug dealer. This is a Batman villain now. And now that they made this a Batman villain and now that they introduced him, I have to see more because of how empowering he was in this comic. But after a while, of course, Batman does overpower him. And we get him in the GCPD interrogation room, getting interrogated by Jim Gordon. And Crytoon basically explains that he really does not care, and that he is not the serial killer they're going after. They're going in circles. He's like, listen, you guys you guys are just going in circles. There's like I'm not a part of this. I had my own business. He did. He had his own thing, So that's the fun part. We just go in a circle, and I know going in circles isn't usually fun, but in this comic, it's great. It works out really well. And we just it's something else. Crytoon is a different type of villain that I'm very excited to start seeing more. Now I did talk about Gordon, and I'm gonna emphasize on Gordon. Gordon's character in this is pretty fun. We all love Commissioner Gordon. Come on, he's one of the greatest side characters in DC history. We all know the name, we all know it, and every Gordon is slightly different in every way in different comics. But again, I will say every Gordon also always has one similarity, one. And that's that dang sexy mustache. And that will never go away. But Gordon in this is a very well-spoken guy. He's very organized. Of course, he loves doing what's right for the GCPD. It's his passion. He wants to be a good cop like Gordon usually is, And in this one, Gordon actually is getting told that he will lose his badge if he keeps giving Batman all the information, because what the GCPD is realizing is that Batman somehow is finding more out about this murderer, the first murderer of this comic, the villain, Crytoon, than the GCPD is on their own. And then Gordon, of course, is allies with the Batman. So he's finding out all this information just from the Batman, not by doing any police work. So then, the chief of the GCPD is very suspicious. He's like, okay, so I know you're talking to Batman. There's no way you're doing this yourself. If you visit the Batman again, or if you stay allies with the Batman, you're done. You're done, and Gordon now has a predicament. If he wants to solve this case, he needs the bat. He needs the bat. Batman, of course, is the greatest detective in the world. And Gordon knows this. Gordon has to know this because he's seen Batman work. And in this, he relies on the Batman. So he can't leave the Batman. So it's either Gordon sacrifices his job by letting them find out, or he does this all himself and gets not really anywhere. It's the killings that are going on in this comic are very tough for the GCPD to figure out themselves. They don't really have the technology that Bruce does. It's a lot tougher. So he needs Bruce. So of course, like usual, Commissioner Gordon fashion, Bruce needs Gordon and Gordon needs Bruce. They work together like Robin and Batman. Just saying that, I'm sorry, I realized something. Batman likes to say he likes to work alone. I feel like that's a bunch of baloney. I feel like he just says that to keep a persona because he's always working with people. He's always working with someone, so I highly doubt he likes to work alone. But yeah, no, Gordon is his right hand man in this. And he's just your average Gordon, just loves what's right. But now that I talked about that, I would like to talk about the classic. Y'all know I was going to attack it. Y'all know I got to rank it. Y'all know I got to rank both of these, the suit and the Batmobile. Now, the suit in this is very interesting. You could tell they went with a little bit of nod to the Batman undies. And if you look at the character, you can really tell they wanted just to give a little hint at the Batman undies. What they did was they kind of put black, or they put gray, like gray over armor over it. That's like cloth, and then from the hips down a little bit, it's just black. Now, the reason why I'm saying they're referencing the Batman undies is because, again, it's just gray up to the thighs, and then it's black. But it's two different pieces, I would like to assume, because there's like the gray piece is strapped to the black piece. So I thought that was pretty dang cool. I don't know why. Call me a classic man, but I love the Batman undies. I think the Batman undies are cool. I don't know why, Who needs to wear their underwear underneath their pants? No one does. Now, Batman sure don't, and neither does Superman. They're the two coolest people on this dang planet. But they made it work here. And not only that, they gave black accents to the sides too. So the black not only stays on the lower hips, but it moves up to the rib cages, up to like the, I guess, the side pecs, the delts, not the delts. I don't know. It's been a while since I worked out. What do you want? They move up pretty far, so we get nice black hints. I love the gray suit. I always love the Batman gray suit. If Batman has a gray suit, I'm loving it. I also love the yellow logo. If you're a Batman with a yellow logo, you got my heart. Now, this Batman doesn't have the yellow logo, but it does have a gray suit, so I'm loving it. The Batman logo is a little bit interesting in this. I guess I don't know really how to explain the Batman logo in this. It actually looks like a bat, like a realistic bat in a way. Yeah, like except for the bat being flapping downward, this bat's flapping upward. So the wings are kind of coming over the head. It's cool. You guys got it. You'll see it. But the bat symbol is very interesting. It threw me off guard for a while. I didn't like it too much. But I'm starting to get more used to it. And it's starting to actually kind of grasp me a little bit. It's starting to look really cool now that I'm looking at it. Sorry about that. Now, that's a cool little accent. Now the mask. The mask is it's interesting. Now when the Gargoyle of Gotham trailer came out, they did an animation promotion for the comic. Now, which fooled me because I'm a very fooled man apparently, but I thought it was a completely new animated Batman movie and I got pumped. But later learned that this is a comic book, and I watched this trailer when it was released. So I've been wanting to read Batman Gargoyle of Gotham for at least a year. This has been something that I've wanted to read for a while, and I kind of just forgot about it, put it in the dark. And then me and Brennan got DC Infinite, and that's where Gargoyle of Gotham came in. I saw it, had to click on it, and that's why right now it is my favorite Batman run besides Absolute Batman. But in that in that trailer, his eyes are so far apart that you wouldn't be fooled if Sid the Sloth was underneath that suit. They're really far apart, and it kind of throws me off a little bit. I don't know if it throws any of you guys off like at all, but it threw me off. Now the Batmobile. The Batmobile isn't at all my favorite. It's stumpy. It's real stumpy. It's real short. They go by a different name. They don't call it the Batmobile in this. Actually, they give it a completely different name. In fact, it's some type of like armory name. I can't remember. They make it sound like a really cool destructive weapon, I will say, but doesn't mean it looks cool. Actually, it literally looks like a bit of like it looks like a Dollar Tree version of Arkham Knight Batmobile. There we go. It looks like a Dollar Tree version of the Arkham Knight Batmobile, which is awesome. The Arkham Knight Batmobile is freaking awesome. No one could change my mind. Yeah. It's called. Yeah. No, I'm looking at that right now. Hold on. I believe it is called the Blind Machine. Yes, the Blind Machine, which is a little silly. Pretty silly. I thought it was a lot cooler. No, it's just called the Blind Machine. Okay. I mean, it's okay. First of all, the look of the Batmobile again it just feels like it's really, really close to the Arkham Knight Batmobile, which I don't like. I wish they would have went with a more original Batmobile for this. Like, they have been with everything in this comic. They've been original with the suit. They've been original with the villain. Be original with the Batmobile. It's the most important part of the character. You can't be Batman without his Batmobile. And you can't be Batman without his dumpster truck. Timer went off. Now, so yeah, I mean, sorry, I lost my train of thought. That alarm really got me messed up. Yes, yeah, no, the Batmobile is very interesting. It's not the coolest Batmobile. It definitely isn't going to be your favorite Batmobile. I'm going to tell you that right now. There are hundreds of other Batmobiles out there that I would 100% choose over the Blind Machine. But not my favorite. Not my favorite. Now, I'm going to talk about Alfred. We always have to talk about Alfred. Just like Gordon, Batman can't be Batman without his Alfred. And like I said earlier, Batman's a pathological liar who says he can work alone, but he can't because he needs someone. Because Batman is, I forgot what it's called, but he hates being alone. Hates it. And I can tell you that right now because he needs his Alfred. And in this, he relies on Alfred more than ever. He wouldn't have the Blind Machine without Alfred. He really wouldn't, because in this, Batman talks about how Alfred needs to get the Blind Machine started up, and Alfred's like, no, sir, it's not fully ready yet. Probably shouldn't. And Batman's like, no, it's good. Do it. And Alfred does it. Alfred gets treated like crap in this. I feel really bad for him. The Bruce Wayne in this, I will say, even though when he isn't in public, he acts like the Batman still. He still acts like kind of a childish douche. Like that's him. He acts like a child towards Alfred. And you get a lot of sympathy for Alfred because Alfred, you can tell, just wants to help. He wants to help Bruce so that way he doesn't have to kill off so that way he doesn't have to kill Bruce Wayne. Because he loves Bruce Wayne. He knows this isn't what his parents would want for him. He knows that the Batman is important for Gotham, but at the same time, he knows how important Bruce Wayne is for Bruce Wayne. He knows it's important. That's his human nature, But Bruce just blows him off. Bruce just doesn't care about Alfred, and it's kind of it has a bit of a similarity with the Batman, with Bruce's relationship with Alfred in that, Bruce is kind of a big meanie head to Alfred in that. Bruce is always telling Alfred, like, you're not my dad. You're not my dad. Don't tell me what to do. And Alfred's like, I'm the only father figure you have, and Bruce just doesn't care until Alfred, finally gets blown up, by a box. And then Bruce is like, oh shit, shoot. Alfred was really important to me. I should have cared more. He was like my dad. And that's how it is in this, except Alfred doesn't get blown up. Bruce just kind of figures out how important Alfred is to him. And it's a very sentimental, it's a very sentimental relationship that you get to see between Alfred and Bruce. And you love it. I mean, you love it. You hate it. That's just how it is, Now, there's some pretty dang cool various art covers for this. And it was going to happen. You know what was going to happen. And I've decided that I'm going to rank the suit, the Batmobile, and the covers after I'm done talking. But we have some really cool covers. I'm an artist. I love art. I've been drawing ever since I was a kid. So for me, covers are what get me to buy the comic most of the time. Let's be real here. I see a cool looking cover and I'm sold. Sometimes I'll buy a comic, like an older comic, not really a newer one, because newer ones I actually want to read the full story, instead of buying the single issue. That's why now Brennan got me hooked on buying issue 1 for newer comics instead of doing what I used to do and just buying issue 3 and being like, cool. Now I actually read them, but still, if it's an old comic and it has a cool cover, I'm buying it for the cover. I'm buying it just for the cover because now I don't just get to watch or just look at these comic books that I've spent $5 on a piece every day and be like, cool, and just put them back in a box. Now, now I get to display it for you guys. So it feels good. So me and Brennan technically are spending our money for a purpose here. So keep watching. Keep subscribing and Now, these are some crazy cool covers. First cover we have is Batman just being big, standing over Gotham. It's just a big Batman, who's probably giant man sized, standing looking down at Gotham. We got some buildings, you know, in above Bruce or above the Batman is just some nice dark clouds to give you a spooky homage, you know. That one's cool. Not my favorite. Not my favorite of these three. But we got a Frank Miller variant for the second one. And this one looks really cool. There's a lot of red hints in this one. I love red. There's a lot of blue hints in this one. Cool mix because it makes purple in the middle. And purple is my favorite color. It looks really cool. Frank Miller went with a different, I guess, art style for this one. They kind of gave him more of a cartoonish type style in this one. Not too cartoonish. Let me rephrase. More of like an animated look. Kind of closer to the actual like release trailer that they gave us, which was so cool. I spent a little side rant. I think 30 minutes on Reddit when that trailer came out looking for the song because it was so cool. But come to find out it was an original song made only for that trailer. So I couldn't actually listen to the full thing. But God, hey guys, I recommend if you love this comic, I recommend if you haven't seen the animation trailers for like this, go watch them. They're really good animations. There's a really good score in it. It's awesome. You know, that's what got me hooked on this comic. Frank Miller one, already number one. I'm just gonna say that now. Why not? I know I said I'd do the ranking, but I'm just gonna say Frank Miller's number one. That one's really cool. Now, for the third one, we have a more realistic approach for the Batman, and it's him. It's him just beating up people. He's just standing there like yelling. You know, there's blood everywhere. It's really. I love the lighting in this. I love what the artist did for this one. The lighting looks really good. It looks very realistic. I like it. It definitely my number two. Now we got a reprint. This reprint one is interesting. It looks like it's like a little character report, I guess. It's just the character standing there all nice, you know, and then it has the information of the character on the side. Pretty cool. Now, we got some issue 2 covers. These ones are cold. Man, I don't even know where to start with these ones. Of course, we have the classic Batman standing on a gargoyle, which if you didn't know, is the name of the comic book Gargoyle of Gotham. So that's kind of cool. I like the approach they went with that one. That one looks more like it looks like they used like oil oil colors, whatever. You know, it looks really cool. Yeah, I mean, I won't spend too long on the comic book covers. There's so many. But point is they went all out. They not all out, but they did some really, really cool things with these comic book covers. They really put a lot in there. And I'm very proud of them for what they did. You know, they did some really cool covers. A little too much out of my price range. I'm slightly broke. But someday I would love to get these covers just to display them. Now, my theories for the following issues. I don't know how I should say this, but I kind of, you know, after issue 2, and I wasn't going to talk too much about issue 2, but I will say at the end of issue 2, we get to find out who the actual serial killer is. And it's this needle lady with needle fingers. That's the surgical holes in the backs of people. I'm so sorry. Let me rephrase that. We get led on again that this needle lady is the murderer. Not the case. Not the case. This was just another red herring to throw us off, which is really cool that they do this in this comic because it just keeps us wondering, who is this dude killing these people? And it's just really fun that we get like 3 different people, you know, but eventually towards the end of issue 2, we do find out who the killer is. And they're a part of a cult, which leads me to think that this could be an original type of the Court of Owls. And I know, oh, it's just a court. That doesn't mean it's the Court of Owls. I don't care. the style for this is completely different than a lot of things. They could change up the Court of Owls, and they haven't even specifically said anything about owls, and I haven't even seen an owl yet. But I'm just saying, maybe this could be a different cult, but this also could correlate with the Court of Owls, and the Court of Owls would fit perfectly in this universe. Wow, I emphasize on that P. But this could fit so perfect in this universe. Oh my gosh, the Court of Owls would be great. I love the Court of Owls. You know me and Brennan, we always talk about the Court of Owls. It's one of our favorite storylines. I would love to see the Court of Owls in this universe. And I would like them to continue with this universe. I would like to believe that the Court of Owls will show up eventually. Just because of little subtle hints that they've given. And I'd have to look back at those hints to exactly tell you. But there are some subtle hints. And not only that, but again, this cult resembles so much of the colorations of the Court of Owls. You know, the gold and white, the white masks. It's all very similar. So what I'm kind of thinking, is the Court of Owls and this cult might be connected, you know? So completely disregard what I said at the beginning of them possibly just being the Court of Owls, because now I'm going to say that they're probably in alliance with the Court of Owls, or they could run under the Court of Owls just in general, you know? That's my theory. It's probably wrong. But you guys tell me down below what you guys think of this theory, what you guys are just thinking about this comic, what you guys think about the comic book covers, the reprints, you know, the suit, the Batmobile. Mind you, I'm gonna rank the suit at my I would say my 6th favorite comic book suit for Batman out of 10. It's pretty cool. I have a lot of other suits that I love, but number 6 feels like a really good place for him. You know, it's not basic, but there's very, very many hints that are too similar. Not too similar, but very similar to other Batmans that I don't know if I could rank it at number 6. But subscribe for more content. Like down below for more nerd content and commentary. Again, comment if you liked this video, if you like this comic book. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified for more videos like this. We do movie videos, of course, so hit that bell. You don't even gotta spend too much time hitting it. Just a little tap. That's all you gotta do, you know? And we'll catch you next time on the New Wave Nerds.